starting a little bit earlier, and we're starting on the bandsaw. So yeah, we're going to get straight into it. And what we're working on something slightly different today, where we've got to make it's an ornament, and hopefully seeing us doing things in a slightly different way. I just thought it might be interesting for everyone, and so that's why I've come in here. I thought we'd start off with the bandsaw, because we demonstrate a lot of things on the scroll saw, when in reality a lot of the time we would be starting things off on the bandsaw and then going on to the belt sander. Bit of background noise because we got Thomas the Woodcarver working on the scroll saw. But what we're going to do, we're going to start cutting out the different pieces for our ornament. So let's get straight into it. Let's start cutting out. Any questions as we go along, let us know. Yeah, and we'll start making something. Right, any comments? As I said, get them into us. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start cutting out our ornament. Hello, Mark, as well. Hello to the carver too. Right, so that starts the process. Okay, so yeah, quite often, and we just say a quick hello just in case not everybody heard me. Hello, Michael. Hope all is well. Hello to the carver as well, and hello to Mark, and hello, Yelly. You may be watching next door. Right, what we've done, see, is we just start off, and you know, when you're working with a bandsaw, yeah, always you need to be careful. You know, we need to be careful with that blade, especially when we're cutting the angles. When I'm cutting the angles here, you know, you need to be. This blade is a lot more robust than a scroll saw blade, so you need to be very careful. And ideally, my hands are getting a bit closer to that blade than I would really like. This one is one that I demonstrated before, but I thought we'd do it as a live stream just to see how it works out as much as anything, as a live demonstration. Because I demonstrate a lot using the scroll saw, but quite often when I'm cutting out on the scroll saw, I wouldn't actually do that when it comes to making things. So quite often you'll see us making things on the scroll saw that I would actually do in a slightly different way. So I thought I would show you the slightly different way that I would do it. So this one, it's our swan's ornament. So what we've cut out on the bandsaw, we've cut out the bases. So I cut out 2 bases because we can stick them together, and I'll use, you know, a base like that. Even though I'll only use one for this demonstration, I got another one that I'll make a little ornament from. Just allows us to be more efficient. We've then cut out the bodies of our swan, and so what we've done, see, we've got that basic shape cut out on the bandsaw, and then we've angled it. So when we stick these on, which is the other thing that we've cut out, when we stick on the wings, they will be angling out slightly. So this, you know, then it's just sharing with you the actual methods that we would use on a daily basis. You can use the scroll saw. It's just on the bandsaw it is quicker. The downside, of course, of using that bandsaw is that it does leave more teeth marks. So we've got more work then to do when it comes to the finishing. But that is where we're going to turn the camera around, and there's going to be a little bit of oh no, we haven't missed any comments there. There's going to be a little bit of movement of cameras in this demonstration, so hopefully that won't be too irritating. But what we're going to do, we're going to move the camera around and show you the next stage that we will work on from here. Right, so we're coming across to here, and the first stage from the bandsaw will be to get these pieces and to sand them using that side attachment of the belt sander. So we're just going to refocus that camera. Doesn't want to focus.
They could fly you there, couldn't they?
What's that?
They could fly there.
You reckon it's going to fly?
Oh, definitely.
There we are. That's not moving. Right. So yeah, the next stage is using the side attachment of the belt sander to refine it, and then we will go on to the main belt just to smooth everything off. But on a live stream, this is something we've never done before, really, is to actually demonstrate the actual techniques that we're using. As we go through as well, any questions, let me know, and we do our best to help you out. there we are. We got, how many machines we got in the workshop here? We've got one, I'm just counting through more. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's always the way, isn't it? We're working on the 2 machines at the same time. So, yeah, that starts to, because if you, I don't think Thomas Woodcarver got a chance to say hello to everyone. That, now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the camera just around again. And you can see we got those on there. And, yeah, we bring it out. Thomas Woodcarver can say hello to everyone there.
Good afternoon.
Here we are. So, yeah, you can see that is the sort of technique that we would use. It is to basically work as much as we can on. You carry on. Yeah, that's fine. It's to work as much as we can on things like the bandsaw and the belt sander to get the initial sort of shape. So you can see a shape in the wings, we're shaping the body, and then we're going to try and get a bit of a smoother finish. The 2 bases then, I'm going to have to separate them from one another. So that's the next part of the process then, is to just refine slightly what we've done so far. So you can see us working on that. Just check that that's in focus, I hope so. Are we ready to go? Yeah. fine there a little bit. Sorry for that. Alright. I'll put you back on. Sorry for that. Right. We're moving next door. And hello to the wood burning warrior as well. Right, yeah, we're back into, we're moving next door. I do apologise for the moving back and forth, but I hope that it's interesting. I hope it's relevant then to see how we go about making the items that we do. So, you know, for an ornament like this, the point that it sort of hopefully highlights is that it's not always the scroll saw that is the sort of main piece of equipment then that we're using. Where we can, I'm just going to try and bring this up a little bit higher so you can see a little bit better, I hope. Let's just try it up to there. Hopefully that's still coming through okay. And we're going to move that one to there, like so. Yeah, it shows what I'm trying to highlight really through the video, through this live stream, and is how we make use of the equipment that we have available. There we are. That should be focused now. There we are. Great. And we try to put it to good use. So we spend more time on certain pieces of equipment, of course. But we will use whatever is necessary and best for doing the job. Oh, we got Gabby there. Hello there. Gabby's just finished his premiere, so if you haven't seen that as well, if you're interested in the wood turning, well worth having a little look. And of course the carver now is exciting developments, working with case knives, so yeah, well worth checking out the carver's channel to see how that develops, and the wood burning warrior, of course, all sorts of videos and content on that channel, so yeah, well worth checking it out. Right, now at this stage we've worked on the body of our swan, we've worked on the base, and we've worked on the wings. So now we're going to work on the head and the neck, and then we're going to put a little heart on the front. So we're using stack cutting for this to demonstrate that process. So this is where then the scroll saw does come in useful and come into its own. So we're going to, yeah, I'm just going to see. I think Thomas Woodcarver's coming through. Well, you don't trip on that one. It's a bit.
You're going to have an odd shaped wing, have you?
You can have a what, sorry?
An odd wing.
An odd-shaped wing.
Well, an odd colour wing.
One might be slightly different to the others. The other thing as well with the wings, yeah, what I actually did is, you may have noticed it as I was sanding them. I've sanded them so they're thicker on the tips than on the sort of main body of it, and that is to give it that sort of effect that those wings are really protruding out. Yes.
Why not stain the two wings? Just those two.
It'll be alright, because one will be on the back, one will be on the front.
Yeah?
Yeah, not worried about that.
Okay.
We see how it comes out. It's a nice little variation. Today I'm trying to figure out how to create and wet mold a leather sheath for my multi-tool. Good luck with that. Sounds like complicated stuff. Hope it goes well for you. Yeah, but well worth checking out what everybody else is up to as well. And on this one, yeah, we're going to proceed with cutting out on the scroll saw. I did that. I haven't gone mad. I am going to have to super glue it back together, but I was a bit concerned, and I was right to be concerned, that that blade is just burning the beak. So what I'm going to do, unfortunately, where I've super glued here hasn't held, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, I'm going to re-super glue these two together and then carry on cutting because, yeah, I had a feeling that it was burning and my feeling was correct. Just noticed that there. Is there any tool you would like to help with your production? That's a cracking question. I'll have a little think on that one. The first thing that comes to mind in answering that one is actually, believe it or not, despite the fact that we've got 2 belt sanders, I would in many ways like to have a third one. And if you're thinking, what on earth do you need 3 belt sanders for? Well, basically, when we're doing our work, you know, with the belt sander, we do it on a, generally speaking, we do it on like a really rough grit, then a medium one, and then quite a sort of smooth belt. So we're pretty much always, that's how we would do it. So a third belt sander, that's the reason I give that as the first answer is because I know that another belt sander is something that I could definitely get use out of. Other things then, I would be interested to try the scroll saws, not so much for myself, the scroll saw with the variable speed, not so much myself, but I wonder if it would help when we're teaching, I wonder if it would help others. I can see the merit in a variable speed scroll saw. And then other than that, you got me thinking. I'd certainly, somebody was talking about methods for holding, you know, different versions of vices, and they were using like a pegboard. And so I'm always interested in different methods for holding your projects. So for instance, now I got the other camera set up differently today because this one, when we go to carve this, it's quite difficult to hold it. So that would be another thing that would interest me, would be some of the different methods for holding your wood carving projects in. Other than that, I'll have a little think. Great question though. Right, so those are the next couple of stages. We're gonna check that where is it? Here we are. So the main thing to check is that the body, yeah, that'll be fine. So you can just see that body of the swan and the neck just fits together. Just a little lump that I've left there. I need to take that out. Yeah, we'll just cut that away. Now the reality is, I just have a little look there. I have a one belt sander that is great for small pieces. Yeah, brilliant. And the side disc, really useful as well. Always looking for different methods to hold my work every time, thinking and hoping it will be the, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're always thinking. I have a router mat that holds wood really well. Yeah, I mean, we have the routers here as well that we work with. You know, so again, we've got a lot of that equipment. Always on the lookout for hand tools as well, different chisels and gougers. Okay, so we've got our basic shapes. Now again, at this stage, there's two different ways I could go. Probably, the truth is, if I wasn't filming, I would probably now go on the belt sander and shape this, the head of the swan. So I think I probably will. Yeah, why not? Let's go back on the belt sander and demonstrate. So we're moving that camera again, and we'll demonstrate how we're going to smooth that all round. I'm just going to move all the other pieces onto the bench, and we give it a go. Try and carry on shaping everything for you to see. Right, we're going to smooth those bits off. Okay, bear with me. So I got it positioned so you can see both the ends. So you can see both the ends because we've used that a little bit for shaping and the main body of it. But this is really sort of a realistic then, giving you a real feel for how we would make things, because quite often, see, I demonstrate the processes on the scroll saw and the hand carving, but the reality is we would, if we were making it for selling in the workshop, we would be using these methods, no?
Yeah.
You know, so hopefully it's interesting and useful to see. Oh, one question as well that was asked, really good question. Are there any other pieces of equipment that you would like to have in terms of speeding up production? There you go. I mean, the big debate always one that comes up is the CNC, but that's something that we very much decided that we're not interested in, and that's that.
I mean, that then.
It's a different world, isn't it? It's not handmade then.
That's Dragon's Den business, that is.
Yeah, but are there any other pieces of equipment you can think of? And the only thing I said is I would like another belt sander, so we got 3 belts, so you never have to change the belt.
That belt over there. We got a small
the same size.
There.
And then the only other thing I could think of would be more hand tools and another scroll saw that possibly got variable speed, because I think maybe Math would be, you know, he'd find that useful, and Yelly might even be interested in having a little go at teaching people. But I think we pretty much got our setup as we'd like it, haven't we?
I mean, we could improve on the planing machine that we got.
Yeah, the thickness of the planer, but it does a good job, doesn't it?
A thickness, so we could do it, yeah.
And it's an older machine, And the problem is that I can pretty much guarantee if we did change it, quite often we change it for other kit, and you're a bit disappointed, aren't you? Yeah. It's like when we got rid of the coronet saw for the table saw, and then we went and bought another coronet saw because it just wasn't up to the same standard as the coronet. Yeah. Right, let's sand it up. across to the bench now. Yeah, go past, sorry. Right, yeah, I'm going to go across to the bench now. I'm going to start There we are. Right, I should be back on. And now, let's have a little look. We're going to change cameras. There we are. So we're on the workbench. There we are. Have I missed anything? Let's have a little look. Would a Dremel sander attachment help with the shaping? Yeah, you can use a Dremel. We've used a Dremel at different times. What else have I missed? Mark B. Hello, Mark. Thanks, Di, for the advice on the gouges I bought. I'm having trouble finding wood thicker than 3/4 of an inch. That's from Michael there. Wood thicker than 3/4 of an inch. I mean, most of what we use would be less than 3/4 of an inch. A lot of what we use. Local tree suits and things like that, but then the problem with that is you're waiting for it to be seasoned. Hello Mark B as well. I use a pegboard to hold smaller carvings. It works great. Was it yourself who was saying about it? Yeah, always interested in different techniques and methods. Also, sometimes the glue and paper joint, but got to be careful when separating the carvings from the backing board. Yeah, we do a similar thing where you can use, where we use the offcut when we scroll saw it out. I just got a pair of piston bench dogs, but I haven't tried them yet for carving. I'm going to build a second bench first. Fantastic. Well, this is the sort of thing, you can try, there's so many different methods and techniques and all the rest of it, and you just have to find what suits best. Brilliant. So that has now been shaped a little bit further. The only other thing if I could disturb you for, would be the shellac. Yeah. I'm maybe getting a bit too confident. Now the first thing we got to work out with these, right, the first thing we've got to work out, because we're going to have 2 of the wings that face the one way and 2 that face the other way. So, I mean, this is a tricky little project to hold. So what I'm thinking is to do, let's have a little look. And this is what I end up doing sometimes, is just holding it with my one hand. It's not ideal, and I guess I could clamp it. Let's have a look. Yeah, it'll clamp okay. So, and I can see now what Thomas Woodcarver was saying with those wings. I'll ask him. We get his thoughts on it again. Do you think we should stain those wings? I don't think it'll matter, because the one will be towards the back, won't it?
It won't hurt, I didn't mean to stain them. Oh, I see what you mean. No, I don't.
It's going to be more work and it's going to be awkward. There we are. Decision made. We're not staining them. Right. Hopefully you can see that okay. So all we're doing here is to just add a little tiny bit of detail.
I could make another wing if you want me to.
Nah. It's one of those things where we don't want perfection, do we? We like the little imperfections in it. This is one as well that we've made a few of these, but every time we've made one, they haven't lasted very long. They've been very popular, haven't they? Right, so you just got a little bit of detail on that wing, just like so. And I think we'll do this one in the same way. What I got to watch is my usual trick is to go and carve all 4 wings with the detail on the one side. So I got 4 lefts and no rights.
Yeah, has been done before.
So I end up with all four marked out on the one side. And then nothing's ever lost, because then what we do is we just end up making twice as many. Or my other trick that I've done a few times is to make one of these, and then to think, oh, I'll double up, I'll make 2 wings. Well, you need 4 wings, don't you? Not 2. So these simple little mistakes that you can make. But there we are. Thankfully, all simple things to correct as well. Right. So you can just start to see a little bit of detail coming up on those. So this one as well, there's not a huge amount of carving. The only bits of carving is to add the details of the wing, and then we're going to do a little bit of work on the heads as well. So, right, if those are going that way, if those 2 are going that way, now if I did it that way, you double check this one for me then? If I did them there, that'd be the same way, wouldn't it? So what I got to do is to flip them over that way and to do them this way, no? So if I do them this way, that is right, is it?
Well, you'll soon find out when you stick them together.
We'll soon find out. There's probably somebody screaming watching on the live stream. No!
We've got a vintage Lovespoon there as well, Dave.
A vintage Lovespoon.
Yeah.
How do you work that out?
Well, look at it.
Hmm?
It's got to be vintage, isn't it?
It's got to be vintage.
Yeah.
Depends how you class it.
Well, I was thinking that you were saying this morning about remarkable how many vintage spoons seem to be coming on the market.
Ah, right. Let's have a little look.
And I know that's a vintage one because it's got a hole drilled right through the centre of it. See?
Let's have a look. Yeah, that's right. There we are. So that one there. So that's just about the biggest disaster you can have with this one, is if you go and do all four on the same side. Right. And then a little bit of detail. So that's all four wings done. And now we got to put all of the detail. I like doing making the little ornaments. They're good fun. I've just done we got a few, and as well bird carvings and bird projects. I find a good fun to make. So we got a few videos coming up on bird themed items. We did a similar little ornament. My latest one I've done is a woodpecker. I think I mentioned it last week. And other things then that we've been working on designing and making recently include some of the different Celtic stuff, because I like making Celtic stuff as well. Right, now it's just that comes out of there. Got a naughty little splinter. Yeah, I think that's got it sorted. Let's have a look. Let's just sign that over just to get rid of that little splintery bit. Okay, so have I missed anything? The imperfection will make them absolutely handmade. Spot on, Mark. Yeah, that's why we don't worry about it too much. Okay, so we've got our 4, 1, 2, 1, 2 facing that way, and 1, 2 facing that way. Because usually, I'll be honest with you, every single time I've made this one, I have made a mistake. And I think, famous last words, but so far, I think I've avoided doing it, which would be a record for me. Right, so now we need that one, and possibly that one there. So we're just getting all of our tools that we need. Hopefully this is clear for everybody to see as well. Alright, so the first thing, we just mark out our line, and we're going to push the beak of our swan, push it down just a little bit. So just carving into that edge just like so. There we are, just like that. Right. That's it. Okay, so we got that there. Make sure that that's not coming out further. Right, and then we're just going to mark a little line across there. And the woods we're working in this time as well. The darker wood that we're using is a piece of mahogany, and then the main body of our swan is beech. For those who might be interested, beech was the wood that I actually used to learn how to carve. Now, one thing, I'm just going to stop here 2 seconds, and I'm going to get the CA glue. Right hand, left hand, think butterfly opening its wings. I used to tell my iron worker layout now. Yeah, this is the thing, is that you're constantly trying to work out these these different things as you're going along. Right, my CA glue accelerant is over there, so I need that one. And what we're going to do is just add in these little bits of detail. So, little squirt on there like that. And then I hope, now again I'm doing this, if it wasn't for the fact that Thomas the Woodcarver has walked off, and I'm doing it for you all to see, I would actually prefer to do this with the precision tool. Okay, yeah, Starbond, they do a precision tool, and it would have made life a little bit easier there, but let's have a little look. Right, that hasn't set properly yet. Okay, so what I'll do, leave that 2 minutes, do the other side. So you're going to do the same thing on the other side. It's just adding a little extra detail of using that black CA glue. They've actually sent me a new product, and Starbond are doing a number of new products, and the one that they've sent me is white. So I haven't had a chance to stop and think what I could use white glue for, but I certainly think it'll be something to do with adding detail and interest to what we make. Okay, so let's have a little look. So now here we're going to mark this line, but we'll have to go carefully because I don't want to go and snap off the beak. Yeah, it's wiggling around. It's moving. So we just got to go carefully there. Carefully, carefully does it. Same again, add that gap for the eye. Add that indent for the eye to go in. And the precision tool does make life easier, so don't do it. It's a case of don't do it the way I'm showing you. If you've got the precision tool, use it. There we are. Right, now that one's not too bad. Let's turn it back over. There we are, so you can see now that's set. I'm going to take a lot of that CA glue off. Tidy it all back up. Because we don't want the pupil as big as that. So if you haven't worked with the CA glue and you're looking for a method for adding a little bit of detail, does a good job. Right, let's just sand it over on that side. We turn it back over. Right. I'll double check that it has set. Spray a bit more accelerant just in case. Just carve in and around there. We're nearly getting to my favourite part of the process. Well, famous last words, because I got another one of these to carve. Right, so we've added. Okay, so I'm not sure. Is that a little bit of CA glue that I got in Splash? Well, there certainly is. Right, so let's have a look. We got that on that side, just like so. That on that side, just like so. Okay, so on to the final piece to carve. And we're just going to go shape that a little bit. Carve in like so. So it's just using simple little methods, simple little techniques. Build up the design. You can see we're gripping it all with the clamp. Not my preferred method, but it'll do the job. Cut out an indent for the eye. Whoops. Seconds out, trying to get me. Trying to stab myself in the leg with a gouge. Okay, so where we got a little bit of wood left, just going to use a spike just to cut it away. Just like so. That's it. Right, another little dot. CA glue. In there like so. A little bit of accelerant. Right, and we wait for that to dry, we'll turn it over, we'll carve the other side. Have I done the beak? Yes, we've done the beak. Excuse me. Some of the other things that we're working on at the moment and videos that we'll have coming up on the channel. I've been working on some Easter projects. That includes a little Easter key ring, a little Easter fridge magnet. You might have seen that demonstration before, the fridge magnet one, because it's the butterfly that we used for that one. The key ring is a little chick. We've got a rabbit. The rabbit is a little hanging decoration. And then the other ones that we've done, let me think. We've done a cross, a silhouetted candle cross. And the final one, there we go, that's the final sort of one, is a Celtic themed, with the Celtic cross, the flowers and the doves. So yeah, another project that we've been working on. Right, just a little tiny bit of detail to come out of there. A bit of shaping. Once more, cut that indent out. This little gouge, I don't even know where this came from, but it's such a useful gouge because we get asked, you know, sometimes if we're engraving like initials or names and you haven't got a lot of space, it's such a tiny, tiny little gouge. It's amazing how useful it actually comes in. It becomes, right, let's have a little look. Last little dot. Yeah. That's why you use the precision tool. Not to worry. That's why we like the precision tool. Oops. Save your CA glue and save yourself extra work. And just use the precision tool. These little finishing touches, see, that hopefully, you know, give it extra appeal, but they also are the ones that take the time to do. Now that's a bit of a mess, but there we are, we can sort it. That's clean it up. You still wanting to leak through? If I wasn't doing this, you know, demonstrating it for you all to see, I'd leave it a a little bit longer just to give it a chance to, for that bit to cure. Make sure that that's not discoloured. No, that's fine. Right, so we got that there. 1, 2. Yeah, that's all looking fine. And the other one, that's there and that's there. That's fine. Right, now it's the fun part. Let's put it all together for you to see. Okay, so we can start off. We'll choose our base. We're going for that one. That one's a bit thicker, so I think I would go for that one first of all. And the first thing that we're going to do, we put a little bit of the accelerant. Oh, we got spirit, wind, wood, and stone and bone. Thanks for joining us. Hope all is well. Yeah, the message deleted there, so yeah, whatever that was, let us know. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Right, let's have a little look. We've got that, just a little bit on there. Now the way you've got to work it out, we've got to give ourselves enough space. So we've got to give ourselves enough space that it's, let's have a little look. We have it there. And right, we're working our way back slowly. Okay, so that's set. So we've got no choice. That's the position it's staying in now. And we're going to have that there and that there. But that's not too bad. Right, next thing, a little bit of accelerant to the body there. Hi again, I'm Heather. Hello Heather, thank you for joining us. We're just finishing off here. We're making a swan theme. Oh, I tell you what I got to do before that. I got to stamp it. Here we are. We always do a little. I don't know if we've ever explained this, but we have a little stamp so people know that we made it and that it's been made here. And if I don't do this now, then just marks your work so people know that it's used, done it. Yeah, if I don't do it at that stage, once I put the swans on there, then it's going to be a bit tricky to do it. There we are. Right, so that goes on. I'll tell you what I can do as well. Get another stick. I know it's a little bit overkill where you're using extra CA glue, but I'd rather get it to stick properly than have a situation where it hasn't stuck. Right, so that gives us those. The next thing then, I think, let's work it out. Just trying to work out our positionings. Would it be better? Let's try doing this differently. This is where you end up trying to work it all out. You try to work it all out. What's going to be the easiest method? What's going to be the most successful way of getting it all to stick together? Yeah, let's try and do it in combination. This is turning into a bit like bits of like spinning plates. I'm a bit concerned. We don't want to get it where it's stuck to the one bit and not. Right, that's stuck and that's stuck. Right, we're stuck with that. Whether we like it or not, that is what we're getting. It's not bad though. It's not bad. Right, and then the next bit, we're going to go bit of accelerant on the one side, bit of accelerant on the other side. Let's work out. Okay, so I think that will go to the other side. And this one, that's not how that's going to go. So that one will be like that. Let's try and work this out to get it right. Are we going to go that way around? Or are we going to go that way around? I think we go the other way around. So what I'm working out, see, I'm trying to work out positioning and what'll look nicest in the finish. Yeah, other way around. So again, little bit of CA glue. A little bit on there. And a little bit on there. It's just worth, we go one at a time. We're going to stick that one just in there like so. Just give it a moment to dry. Got a bit of CA glue on my trousers. Right, and then a little bit more on there. So you get that. Let's just see, is that going to stick okay on there? I hope so. That's sticking. And is that positioned correctly? Just about happy with that. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. Perfect. If only. But it's coming on, isn't it? It's coming on. I do enjoy making these types of things. It's a bit different to what we sort of do for the day job, so. Is that the right way around? Yes, it is. Get it pointing up a little bit higher. In like so. Are they sticking okay there? Possibly a bit higher, that's what it is. You're not sticking at the moment. Oh, now he's gone. Now he's sticking. Now she's sticking there. Yep, that's him. And the last one. Let's just have a little look. There's a position about there. Now I never worry, okay, there is a bit of a difference between the two, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. Right, and then to finish it off, I think we'll go for the beach. We go for the beach heart, just on the front. So a little bit of CA glue, like so. We put, and I'm going to put a little bit of CA glue all over it, because just to make sure everything is going up properly. Which side are we going to have as front? Is that going to be the front, or is that going to be the front? Decisions. I think we're going to go with that as the front. So this one will just stick in just on the front, just like so. Now what I might do as well with this one is to, I'm just going to hold that down for a moment. I might actually redo the heart. So I'll be honest with everyone from the outset. I might redo that heart so I get it to stick. What it is, I'd like a little bit more of that base, you know, a little bit. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Here we are. Let's do it. Old school. What it is, that is definitely going to be, okay, what have I missed here? Hit the like button. Oh, thank you. I missed all of that little bit there. Right, what I'm going to do, old school style, just use my chisel, use a chisel just to right, if you're wondering why I'm doing this, I want more surface area for it to stick. So I'd rather just take a moment just to, because yeah, it was a little bit fine. So if we give ourselves a little bit more surface area, like so, that should make a huge difference. There we are. Wasn't happy with the amount of surface area that I had to get the bond between the layers. Now, that should be a lot better. straight away, that's sticking so much better than initially. Right, now let's put a bit of shellac on this one, and hopefully you will start to see those colours coming out. We got Yully's just walked in. You going to say hello to everyone, Yully?
Hiya.
There we are. Right. Not the easiest one too, shellac, because we've got to get in and around all of those different bits of detail. Not the easiest item to do a live stream demonstrating, to be honest with you, because there are a number of stages and there's plenty of things to go wrong in it, isn't there, on this one?
Yep.
But there we are. It's been good fun demonstrating it, and I hope you've all enjoyed it. That's the first coat of shellac. I think for ourselves as well, we've introduced all these new projects. I think they certainly enhance the workshop and the display that we've got here. It's always nice to have more variety, and we did one with the, as we mentioned it a couple of times, the elephant that I know. That's now in Llanelli with Mark. There we are. And that, there we go. That's our little ornament, our swans themed item. So that's the one side and that's the other. I'm using a combination of beech and mahogany. So there we are. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully it's been interesting seeing it being made. If you have any questions, let us know. Right, let's have a little look. No, I haven't, but maybe something to think about in the future. What have I missed there? There's anything there. Nice, Mark. I'd love to see those. What have we got there? Mark B. Hi, Heather. I'd like to turn bowls and carve Celtic designs. Fantastic. Yeah, that's what we do. Mark Derwent, I'm glad you reminded me to click the like button. No, thank you for that. It's much appreciated. Let's have a little look. Maybe something I'll think about in the future. Right, yeah, we do loads of Celtic stuff, and I'll have new Celtic projects coming up, and that's something that we'll definitely keep doing in the future. Hope you all have a great week. Thanks again for joining us. Yeah, we'll have our usual uploads on the Wednesday, and we'll have our shorts on Friday. But hope you all have a great week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back again next week. Oh, nearly said we'll be back next week. Right, next week, the afternoon, we're going to be a bit tied up. We've got a film crew coming in. Yeah, so they want to do some film with us. So next week I won't be around for Monday afternoon, but we'll be back then the week after. So apologies for that. We've got a pre-booking with some people. Yeah, but other than that, hopefully it'll be the following Mondays from there. But thanks for joining us. I hope you all have a great week.